Well, everybody, Eugene Crypto Industry is on air. I love to speak with excellent guys. And today I have a very, very interesting guest. A couple of weeks ago, he contacted me and I realized I have to make an interview with him. Please welcome Mr. Tlahui Calva, a real Mexican living in Thailand, the business development of Stakehound. So, Mr. Calva, it's great to have you on my show.
Thank you very much, Eugene. It's a pleasure. Thank you very much. And thank you for your audience as well.
So, very interesting story. I love to explore the personal stories of my guests. Tell us your story. You are in a restaurant business. You are a creative writer. How did you get into the blockchain space?
Oh, well, it's a long story, actually. I also own an IT company, so I've always been involved with tech. But of course, knowing people like Felix, a really great friend of mine, my brother, who is also very technical in this kind of stuff, right? Like got me to start listening the whole thing about blockchain, crypto, and I just found it fascinating, right? It's not just, okay, you can make money because pretty much everything can make you money. But crypto, blockchain, all this is just fascinating because it's like an alternate or parallel universe we have created, right? Like humans, and I love the rules. I love how these brilliant people just came up with this extraordinary dream, right? And they are able just to code a few lines and change the world. So that's how I got into it, and then I just got invited to work in this kind of things, taking advantage a little bit of the technical knowledge, but a lot more about the marketing, and just I have a very different perspective since I speak human. I don't speak technical. I don't speak financial. So I think this is something that it can be quite refreshing for a lot of people that are non-tech people.
Well, you've mentioned Felix Mago from Thailand.
Yes.
He's the guy who is my friend. And please check my YouTube channel and find the interview with Albert Castellone, the CEO of Stakehound, where Mr. Calva is business development. So you are the professional marketer. I learned from you. I see this, and this is very excellent. So, guys, if you need to understand who is the professional marketer, please look on Mr. Tlahui Calva. You call yourself creative writer. What does it mean, and how does it help you in your business? Not even in blockchain, in all spaces, all businesses you have.
Well, pretty much what I was just telling you, right? I speak human. So humans are not very good to remember data. They're not very good to remember slides. They are not very good to at this kind of very technical jargon conversations. What humans are really good at is that telling and conveying stories. So at the end of the day, a creative writer is nothing but a guy that tells stories. They don't have to be beautiful stories or horrible stories. They just have to be stories that go into the heart of people, right? Like what we do in crypto is very mind-centric. So if you read anything about crypto, it's going to be very likely that you don't understand anything unless you have previous background in maths or tech or finances or all of them together. So what I bring to the table is precisely that. How can I simplify the message so the average Joe decides that this is or is not something that they want or want not or don't want to do? So it's just stories, creating stories from a very complex subject and making it available to the normal person so they can take a decision based on the things that humans can take decisions. Numbers is not one of them. And most people are really, including myself, really bad with these kind of things like maths, right? So that's creative thinking, creative writing, just a way to simplify concepts to make them into simple stories that people can take home. That's it.
Well, sounds well, but I may suppose that it is a bit difficult to create stories about staking or Ethereum or blockchain and your relations with Stakehound. How did you choose Stakehound as a project to partner with? How did you become the business development of Stakehound? It's very interesting.
Well, you know, like things in life never happen on one side. It's just something that you know, people talk about, they talk about and the other way around, and it's like, okay, I see common grounds. Now, one thing that I like doing is, one thing is to create stories, and the other one is to create fairy tales. And I'm not in the business, I've never been in business that are like in any way whatsoever scammy. In any way, they're just like, you know, they're trying to take advantage one way or the other of people or their intentions. So when I found about Stakehound, right, like I listened to their business proposal, and it's solid. It's so solid, it's so structured, it's so honest, right? That it even it's even a little bit more difficult to them to reach the market, in the sense that, you know, like crypto community doesn't like anything that has to do with centralization or you know, like you know your customer and all these kind of things, right? So for me, that they were going out of their way to provide solidity, honesty, structure, even safety, because they have even insurance, right? It's something that I said, okay, I want to work with them. I want to help them tackle these kind of obstacles. So that's the way, and that's why I got involved with them.
Well, the blockchain space, or crypto space as we may call that, it is the realm of entrepreneurship, of business, of course, everybody knows that. From your human language perspective, from the outside, you're not a blockchain insider, you're not the technical guy, you're a human speaking guy. From your viewpoint, what are the main problems of our super young industry, which is in childhood maybe? What are the main problems?
Yeah. Well, okay, now that you asked me from the human perspective,
Correct.
I think it's the same problem as every other human endeavor has. And the problem will always be greed and ignorance. I mean, I can go and tell you all the other things I see from a technical perspective, but as you said, I'm not the right guy for that. But from the human perspective, it will always be that, right? Like, and of course, what you have just said is it's the bed of entrepreneurship, it's the bed of creative minds, and but there is a fine line between making profits and creating these amazing instruments and just pure greed and evil. So if it's a non-technical answer, that would be my best answer.
Well, thank you for your viewpoint. We will admit it. And the next question I want to ask you is, the majority of crypto guys, they are, I would say, even preying on mass adoption. Mass adoption come, mass adoption come. I don't know why they do that, but what do you think about adoption of cryptocurrencies? A very, very little percent, I would say 0.000x% of the population of the world using crypto right now, but of this amount increases. But what do you think about mass adoption? Do we need a mass adoption, or crypto will be an elite realm where only 1% of the population will be using that?
I am with you on this one. I don't think that at this point in time, mass adoption is a possibility. Again, from the average Joe thinking about investing. Now, it's just too difficult. I mean, like the concepts are too abstract. When you start using wallets and all these kind of things, it's just like, what? I mean, for 15 years old or 12 years old that is accustomed to these kind of things, as a user, they may be expert users, but they also know nothing about the complexities of crypto. So not even in 10 or 15 or 20 years, when these guys have grown up, they are much more into technology than we are. They have the disposable income that they don't have today, right? Not even then, I'm very sure we're going to see a massive adoption. But in the other hand, just a few days ago, I was reading how the Thai government is going to issue bond on the blockchain. Their government bonds are going to be issued on the blockchain, right? And they're going to start collecting taxes this way. So that is mass adoption in a way, and not in a good way, right? That's precisely what we were trying to not get into, right? But now the governments, which are smart because they want to take our money one way or the other, are implementing it, and somehow we will all be using it.
Yeah, Thailand is a very progressive country. This
Yeah.
February, I've been in Thailand. We
Oh,
did something like a mastermind with Doug and Sansa's guys, and I met very interesting guys from Thailand, from Preach Product. Thailand is a super country, and I do understand why you have chosen to live there. So what are the main trends in the blockchain industry you may foresee or you may predict for 2021? Staking is the one trend, DeFi and staking.
sure, definitely. Yeah.
What else? What else do you see?
Well, I think it's just the maturity because DeFi is so new and it's growing at such a rapid speed, right? That it needs to mature. I mean, before thinking, I don't think we're going to see other major trends outside DeFi services. That's my personal point of view. Hopefully, we're going to see more adoption, probably not mass adoption, but more adoption. I hope we can see. I really foresee having less fees. You know, the fees at the moment are just so high that a lot of people are like, okay, this is just not for me at the moment, right? And the other new DeFi services that are just coming up, right? So I don't see any major thing because the major thing is happening at the very moment. So I hope that we see a much more mature DeFi, and Stakehound is precisely what it's banking on and what it's going to help with, right?
Totally agree with you. And I guess if you want to know more about staking, what is it? Please check the interview with once again Albert Castellano. And wait for interview with Felix Mago, my friend from Thailand. He's also promoting Stakehound. It's going to be very interesting. So 2020 has almost come to the end. And what are your wishes to all the community, not the crypto community, but to all humanity? Because you are human, all humanity.
Human talk.
Human talk. In the upcoming 2021.
Well, you know, probably you are asking the wrong guy at this one because I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist myself, and I think a lot in the community are all as well, right? That's why they want to break away from governance and from governments and from institutions and all this after what we have seen, you know, with this major DCs that I don't want to mention because I don't want to get your channel in trouble. I think we have seen the worst of what I was saying, greed and the taste for power, right? That every government has. So I believe that what we do every day counter attack, you know, like it's a weight or a counterweight against what all these governments, all these different institutions are pushing for, which is like control and more control, and taking away our rights and taking away our freedom. So my best wish would be for people to wake up and realize this, for people to realize that what guys like you are doing is profound. It's really important, right? Like to have people that inform the everyday person, right? And you give us and give access to people to not be all central, not be all under the umbrella of those that are just way too powerful and will take advantage of any event to be more powerful. So just wake up. From what I said, ignore ignorance, right? Ignorance is not something that I'm talking like I'm looking down because I know a lot, but we all are ignorant in our own level, and we all can do a lot to address that issue, right? So the less ignorant we are, the more we go and find our own answers, right? Our own wisdom based on experience, not on people telling us what is good or not. I mean, I respect a lot of people, again, like you with your channel, but even then, right? Even you are so informed and you are so into like real, honest conversations. Even then, I cannot believe you. I still have to ponder whether what you're saying or anyone is saying, any influencer is saying, fits with my experience in life. So I would say that. But again, I'm a conspiracy theorist, so take just a little bit of what I just said.
Very wise answer. And the bonus question: as a crypto MC, I conduct conferences. I didn't see you. I don't remember that I saw you on the speakers list of any conference, but maybe that's my fault. Do you usually speak on the conferences or online events, or it is brand new practice for you? And if you don't, do you accept the proposals to speak? Because you're a super interesting guy, and I really assure that after this interview, my friends will contact you and ask, dear Mr. Tlahui Calva, would you like to speak on my conference or what? Do you accept such proposals?
Yes, I would be. I would be totally open to do so. It would be an honor for sure.
That's excellent. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tlahui Calva, a real Mexican living in Thailand, businessman, entrepreneur, the restaurant owner. By the way, tell us about your Mexican restaurant in Thailand. Its name.
Yes.
Yeah.
The missing burro, which means the missing donkey. It's a restaurant that, well, thank God, a lot of people believe is the most authentic restaurant in Asia, probably. We do strive to bring the real Mexican flavors to the whole experience, right, to people. So we are not into Tex-Mex. We didn't localize our food. And most of the menu is composed of dishes that made my and my brother's experience as children. So every dish has a memory, every dish has a reason to be there, and there is, and we just use the best of the best, trying to make sure that it's a real Mexican and real food.
Well, in what city is the city? In Bangkok or what?
Bangkok. We're in Bangkok. Yes.
Bangkok.
Yeah.
Yes. Just check the location. I will put the link on your location, your restaurant. It's very blessed to see my friend from where, if you are in Thailand, please visit the missing burro. Missing donkey restaurant, Mr. Tlahui Calva. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're hearing the philosopher, the human-speaking guy, the wise man, entrepreneur, and creative writer, the staff of Stakehound, Mr. Tlahui Calva, real Mexican living in Thailand. And Eugene Ramayan, with you. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the interview with Felix Mago, my friend from Thailand, from Dash, about Stakehound too, and Happy New Year, upcoming 2021 year. Bye.
Thank you, Eugene. Thank you. Pleasure.